They say any publicity is good publicity, but this one really is pushing the boundaries. So this particular crossword was featured in the New York Times. Can you guys see it? I'm pretty sure you do. I saw a brief glimpse of this on Twitter. I didn't know it was from the New York Times, and nowadays if you see a swastika, especially if you've been around 4chan for a while, your mind goes, one of those, who cares anymore? Welcome to being online. But no, this seemed to cause quite a bit of a stir, and I had no idea this was released on the first day of Hanukkah. Who is the guy who did this? Ryan McCarty. My hat's off to you, sir. That is some top-level spicy trolling. Now, with regards to that, because that's what I think this is trolling, I want to read some of the lines here from the New York Post's take on this. Today's crossword puzzle from the New York Times for Hanukkah wrote Safe Kani, a coalition of City University of New York scholars and students dedicated to the Zionist movement. Kani? Really? Of all the words you could have chosen for the acronym, you went with that one. Now look at this one. Folks are making hay over today's New York Times crossword layout, criticized another aghast user. Aghast. Who wrote this New York Post piece? Ben Koss. You could have gone with outraged, appalled, shocked, stunned. No. We're gonna go with aghast. I swear he was in on this troll just to fuck with people. And by the way, said aghast user was Donald Trump Jr. And yes, the reaction is overblown. It gets the likes and the retweets, etc., etc. Like, this is the usual virtue signaling reaction from politicians that's dry as a bone these days. There are so many people on Twitter who do that, who tweet out something so innocuously obvious that anyone will like or agree with it. I swear they do that crap just to get a dopamine pick-me-up from the like counter. Now I'm going to do something you should never do here, which is explain the joke. Or maybe not even so much explain the joke, just explain the cultural phenomenon around something like this. Because our society is so mind-numbingly left-leaning and is constantly looking for something to be outraged and pissed off about, because that's the bloody fuel that drives the stupid thing, controversy, and it's in dwindling supply. This is the symbol of the supposed white supremacy right, the so-called arch-nemesis of the current regime. Why? I have no freaking idea. Like I said before in my video calling centrism stupid nonsense that needs to be blown into smithereens, because it's bloody bizarre to me that a socialist movement that shares far more in common with the communists, which is no surprise, than anything else, instantly gets branded far right the second you dump nationalism into the philosophy. I'm always dumbstruck as to why, if you believe in the preservation or European supremacy, you would simp for that regime. It killed mainly whites. If you're gonna idealize a grand power, at least pick a king or an emperor of note that conquered something, like Julius Caesar and the Roman Empire, not some 4chan Nazi gimp with a shitty mustache. That's cringe. There's objectively good things about the Third Reich, yes, I did just say that, but the Führer and the ideology is not among them. The good things you can praise: the architecture, the uniforms, and the engineering. Go look up Operation Paperclip. After the Second World War, NASA was more German than Bratwurst, for heaven's sakes. But anyway, I'm getting kind of sidetracked here. The swastika is the most emotionally charged political symbol of our time. And you can tell the idiots who try to use it to fake a hate crime because they always cock it up in one of at least two ways. They either draw it at 90 degrees like the Buddhist one, or they flip it across the horizontal axis. Now, you would think if you're gonna fake a hate crime, you would at least know what the bloody thing looks like, but no, these idiots can't even get that one right. What incompetent boobs. At the very least, their incompetence is comedic. But speaking of comedy, this is what you look for. You chase the reaction. And this one is always going to spur on this viscerally emotional one. And again, if you've been on the internet for a long time, especially in the trenches, and your humor is tainted dark as night, couple that with Kanye's latest antics, at the very least, the art of the timing is fucking mint. I don't really buy the subliminal argument. That's bollocks. Because it's not subliminal. It's really, really overt, which is what makes it funnier. I don't think there's any malice in this either. I agree with V. It's probably just him being pissed off and decided to give the higher-ups the headache and the middle finger. Fair play to him. He got the reaction he was looking for. And that is all for today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.